Hello there, friends. It's a pleasure to greet you. Welcome to this first chapter of Nara Podcast. My name is Linda Mendez, and today I'm going to talk about a book entitled Brave New World, whose author, Aldous Huxley, takes us to an imaginary world in which the conception that we have of humanity has lost all its sense. This book shows us people with the freedom to decide what they want to do, exposed to brainwashing and total control of their lives in the so-called world state. Well, in this story, some of its characters will face the real world where the rawness will make them remember and feel their true nature. This story starts with Lenina, a bitter girl who was with Henry in a helicopter that flies
Created with free
over the
version for
buildings of a
non-commercial
slow
use.
crematorium. A place that, of course, didn't inspire any pain or sadness for them. On the contrary, it was a place whose chimneys, according to Henry, were prepared to recover phosphorus from the air that used to be lost every time a corpse was burned, but that would now be useful for the growth of plants, and that all of them, even those of lower caste, were useful for the community. Lenina remembered that when she was little, she was taught that everyone worked for others and that they were all indispensable. And she blindly believed that everyone was happy, regardless of their caste. On the other hand, the insecure and estranged Bernard was with the group of Unity Service
Created with free version for
confirmed
non-commercial use.
by 12 people who celebrated the fourth day and who would become a single unit that would dance to the rate of the drums after the president of that group made the signal of the T. All praised and sang under the effect of the tables of Saint Soma, while Bernard couldn't feel any of those sensations or internal changes that caused them the unification. However, he wanted to be part of the group so as not to feel excluded or pointed out. Then he acted as such. Shortly after that, the beautiful Lenina was hesitant to accompany Bernard on a trip to New Mexico in the Savage Reservation because she believed that his behavior was strange, and
Created with
unlike
free version for
other
non-commercial
men,
use.
Bernard preferred to be in private with her and hated the places with great crowd. An antisocial behavior that wasn't well seen by the director of the center, who would later give him permission to travel. But before that, he asked him to be careful on his trip, since he had already been in that same place about 25 years ago, with a woman from whom he lost her trace. The director also threatened to transfer him to Iceland if he had another complaint about him. Arriving at the reservation, Lenina was shocked to see the conditions in which the inhabitants of that place lived and how they could age, what caused her repulsion and therefore desire to take Soma to forget
Created
all
with free
that
version
she
for
had to
non-commercial
witness.
use.
Besides, there they met a young man named John who, to the surprise of Lenina, he was born naturally. That is, he was born of a woman named Linda, who was later introduced to them and who was glad to see civilized people after so many years. With their explanations, Bernard could conclude that Linda was the woman the director had told him about, and John was his son too. That could mean a powerful blackmail weapon, so that the director wouldn't move him to Iceland. Being there, Bernard knew how Linda had to survive, and adapt to the changes offered by the world for which she wasn't conditioned. At
Created
the
with
end of
free
this
version for
story,
non-commercial use.
Bernard asked them to travel with them to England, and John agreed since he was fascinated with Lenina's beauty. Well, friends, if you want to know how this story ends, I invite you to read Brave New World. I hope you liked. Thanks for listening.